Hi lovers, Amitabh Bailey. It's been a while since I made a video. I just wanted to make something quick. I'm going to call this Right Understanding and How to Meditate Properly. I'm a little sleepy. My eyes are a little red. This is not for anybody in particular, but everybody in general, including myself. I have witnessed many people who have meditated for long periods of time not be able to achieve results. And when I say achieve results, I mean achieve the ability to let things go and be peaceful, and to not have the mind run amok in their lives and just take them on this ride. So the reason for that is because of all these crazy different meditation techniques that people call meditation, which they really aren't. A lot of times people call visualization meditation. They call chanting meditation. They call praying meditation, or any number of things they call meditation, and those are not meditation. Those are chanting, praying, visualizing. And real meditation, the purpose of it is only to, although you might create your own purpose, but the real purpose of meditation is only to become peaceful and to be able to let things go and to be able to see things as they are. So if that is not your goal in meditation, you are coming to it with a false understanding of what the purpose of it is. If your purpose of meditation is to connect with God or to connect with spirit or any of these kind of things, while that may happen, that is not the proper understanding and right view of what meditation is for. Meditation is so that you can purify your mind and become peaceful and happy and see things as they are. So I would like to give you a few techniques that work, and I'll tell you why they work and how they work and how you can use them and how you can bring them into your daily life so that you can have right understanding and right view and see things as they are, and therefore liberate yourself from suffering quickly. I'm not saying you're going to become enlightened quickly, but what we need to do is liberate our minds from believing that it's good to dwell in emotional problems, it's good to dwell in stories, it's good to keep telling the same thing over and over again, and it's good to indulge in beliefs, because all beliefs are ultimately false. The ultimate truth is not spoken at all. It's to be found in silence, beyond thought, beyond name, beyond form, beyond consciousness even. And this is a real confusion for a lot of us in spirituality, is we think that consciousness is the ultimate reality, that our soul is the ultimate reality, when really the soul can be conditioned, consciousness is conditioned, and so therefore it's not the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is something beyond consciousness and soul, if you want to call it that. So a couple of techniques you can use are Anapanasati, which is a technique taught by the Buddha, and mantra meditation. I will teach you two. I have other videos about them, and I'll link them in this video. You can watch those also. Now, the first one I'll teach you is a mantra technique, and the reason I'll teach you this first is because this is what I used, and it really started to change my perspective on life quickly. And if things aren't changing very quickly with meditation, you're probably not doing a technique that is effective. And my goal of making this video is to help you not waste time, so that you can get to the root of suffering more quickly and become peaceful and happy all the time. And I also want to give you a caveat there that happiness is not possible all the time until you're enlightened. And so it's always a good reminder when you experience unhappiness to say, oh, I'm not enlightened at this moment. And there are things that I can do to release this false belief and false identity that I'm having right now that's creating unhappiness. So the first technique is, so mind you, always have the mindset of letting yourself go when you meditate. The purpose is always letting yourself go, letting go your stories, watching them and seeing through them and realizing that they're not real, that they're not self, they're not you. Any of your beliefs are not self, they're not you, and they're ultimately not real, and they're not to be clung to, because that will create suffering. Suffering arises only when we cling to beliefs and ideas, and when we cling to desires and aversion. When we want things that are not here, that's craving, and that creates suffering. When we don't want things that are here, that's aversion, and that creates suffering also. And when we want to be ignorant to things and just don't want to see them, that's also aversion, but it's ignorance too, right? So always have this mindset of I'm coming to my cushion or my couch or my chair, or however you sit meditating. I recommend sitting because it'll keep you wakeful. And if you study Buddhism at all, you'll know that one of the 5 hindrances is drowsiness, and it's something that we need to overcome in our daily life and in our meditations. So the first technique is a mantra meditation, and it's the Budo meditation. So what you do is you sit with your eyes closed in a dark room or with lights on. It's a little bit easier with it in a dark room, but it really doesn't matter. Just close your eyes so that you don't get visually distracted and your brain's not being activated by a visual stimulus. So you close your eyes, you breathe naturally. You might want to start with maybe 5 to 10 conscious breaths, so just real deep, slow, conscious breaths, and focusing on the area in the nostrils, inside and around the nostrils. And as you so you do some conscious breaths, like 5 to 10 or something. And then after that, you'll be so much more peaceful already. And then start meditating by inhaling naturally in the nose and out the nose. And on the inhale, you say in your mind, boo. On the exhale, you say do. However long the inhale and exhale is, you just say boo, do, inhale, exhale. However long it is, and you just be with that. And so what happens is, when you say boo, do, the meaning of that is the awakened one. Is to be awake. And so that's what we want, is to be awake, to see things clearly, to be free from delusion. And so you say boo, do. And this gives your mind a single point to focus on. It gives you 2 points, your breath and a mental point. Because sometimes just focusing on one thing is really hard to do. So if you have 2 little focus points here, and it'll really help you focus in and laser beam into stillness. So you say boo, do, and you focus on, while you're saying that in your mind, with the breathing, you're focusing on this area here, inside and around the nostrils and inside the nostrils. You're focusing on the sensation of the breath, feeling the breath. And however long, if it's a short breath, you're mindful of how short it is. If it's a long breath, you're mindful of the longness of it. If it's a deep breath, you're mindful of the deepness of it. If it's shallow, you're mindful of the shallowness. You're not thinking about it, you're just noticing it and being with it and experiencing that breath fully. And anchoring your mind in a steady stream by saying boo, do. And also that is an intention. I want to awake. I want to awaken. And so that is a wonderful technique. It'll really, really work well for you. It'll get you deep fast. And that's why I recommend this first. And the other technique is just Anapanasati, is just, and I would choose one. I would honestly start with the Budo. But as you get more advanced, you might just try straight up Anapanasati and just focus on this area here and inside the nostrils and feeling the breath with your nose. Starting with some conscious breaths, and that will also, on top of calming you down, it will help you feel it. You feel the sensation. And every so often, if you feel like I just can't feel my breath, mind you, note that that's thinking. You just say thinking and release it. And you might do a few conscious breaths here and there as you're a beginner, and that will help you reestablish yourself in the mindfulness of the breath. And so that's all you do. You just stay with it the whole time. You stay with your breath, and you try to keep your consciousness and your awareness here in the sensations of the breath. As sensations arise in the body, also with the Buddha meditation, you just be with them. You don't focus on them. You just experience them and note them. So if you have a pain, say you have a pain in your face, it's really interesting. You'll feel these pains in different places, sharp pains. So you just say pain. And this is mindfulness. You're just noting what it is. You're seeing it as it really is, instead of saying, ow, my pain. This hurts. This sucks. I don't like this. You're just saying pain. Or pleasure. If you feel vibrations or anything. It might be anywhere in your body. Pleasure. Or heat. Or dullness. Or agitation. Or whatever it is. Anxiety. Or you just label it as it is. You say anxiety. And then it'll lose its power. Come back to your breath, or you come back to the mantra in your breath. And you just keep coming back. And what this does is, by continually releasing yourself and releasing all the phenomena that arise, this will allow you to do this in your daily life. Because when we suffer, we're always attached to beliefs and stories, and we keep telling, this happened to me, and he did this to me, and I can't believe that, and I was treated so badly, and I wasn't honored, and all this stuff, or she did this to me, and she took all my things, and or whatever, he took all my things, and it's always about someone else. Somebody did this to me. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I don't believe that I should be happy. I want to be happy. Craving happiness can keep you from it. Because happiness and peace are only realized when we just let everything go. And you'll notice that, happiness comes when you're just not paying attention to anything in particular. And you're just enjoying, you're just being with what is. And so these meditation techniques, if you do this 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, or even twice a day, even better. But even 15 minutes a day, it'll really make a difference if you do it every single day. And it'll allow you to start to have some space in between the perception and the perceiver. So you start to be able to be objective about your experience instead of being hooked in by it and attached to it. You can actually separate yourself from it. And if you can see it, it can't be you. Because if you can see it, then it's an object. If you can see your thoughts, it's an object. If you can see this identity, this sense of self, then it's an object, and it's not the subject. The subject is the one who's seeing it. And so if you can realize the observer, the seer, then you'll be able to start to see things clearly and detach. And so when upset arises in your mind, you can just say, well, it's just thinking again. It's just upset thinking. And I don't have to keep thinking that. I can choose another thought, or I can let all thoughts go. Focus on my breathing again. And if excitement arises, and even happiness when it arises, seeing happiness is a very important thing. Realizing I'm happy, experiencing happiness. This is happiness, because it will fade. Happiness is not constant until we're completely liberated and enlightened. And then I would say it's probably not even necessarily happiness, it's peace. So I wish peace for you. I wish happiness for you. I wish joy and love for you. That's who you really are. You are compassion. You are love. You are joy. And these techniques will help you establish yourself in the ultimate reality of experiencing things as they actually are, and not in how we want them to be. So good luck, and let me know how you make out. And I'm always here to support you.